Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make this foldable, reusable shopping bag. Let me just show you here and pop it right out. This is what it looks like. How cool is that? So I show you how to make this little pouch so you can fold it all up and have it in your handbag. Let me show you how to sew this. The dimensions for sewing this reusable shopping bag is going to be 20 inches in width and it's going to be 40 inches long. So I've kind of folded it up in half so it ends up looking like a 20 by 20 inch square. I kept the integrity of the bottom here. I didn't want to do another seam, so it's folded over. And if you want to make a bigger bag than this, if you find this is too small, I'm going to show you how you can adjust this. Each of these squares on my cutting mat is 1 inches. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. And that is going to be one of the handles. And I am going to do it 4 inches across. So I'm just going to mark 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to mark a line here for the 6 inches. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to mark my 4 inches across here. And I'm going to do my 6 inches down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is going to be my reusable shopping bag handle dimensions. There we go. If you want to make adjustments to the handles, then this is the time that you need to do it. So if you wanted to make them longer, maybe 7 inches or 8 inches, that is the time to do it. However, just be aware that if you change the length of the handles, it's also going to change the length of the body of the bag. So you're going to have to increase the body of the bag so it's slightly taller, because you're going to be taking away of the depth of the bag. And likewise, if you find that the bag is too wide, then just make it a little bit narrower. Instead of it being the 20 inches, just decrease it down to like a 17 inch bag. Totally up to you. Make it totally customizable to what you want. I'm going to join a line right across the center of them two lines, like so. So basically this is the opening of the bag, and we're just going to ignore this reference line here. So these are the only lines that we're going to pay attention to. So I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut. And cut down here as well. And cut around here. So you have a shape that looks like this. Keep this section to one side, we'll be using it a little bit later. So before we do anything, we're going to have to sort out these raw edges on our reusable shopping bag. So we are going to fold over just a smidgen, and then we're going to press all of this down. It's going to get a bit tricky when you get to this corner, but kind of like either slip into it and try to bend it over, but try to get that folded over so no raw edges are showing. You may have to snip just a little bit into it just to encourage it just to fold over. Once we've folded our hem over on our reusable shopping bag, we're going to take it over to our sewing machine. I am over at my Baby Lock Soprano. I have not been paid or sponsored to create this video. I am going to put red thread in my needle and a red thread in my bobbin because my bag is predominantly red. So make it whatever colour your bag is and match up the thread. I'm going to set up my machine for a straight stitch, and I might just make my stitch length longer, a 3.0. I'm also going to turn on this pivot key and I'll show you what that does in a second. My sewing needle is going to be a 9014 Microtech sewing needle. I always use these sewing needles in my sewing machine. My machine also comes with an automatic needle threader, like so. So it literally just threaded my needles. So you just need to go to the back and just pull it tightly, like so, and just pull it underneath this foot. I always keep it on my J foot, with your regular sewing foot. The one with this like little black thing on the side. And if you want to know what this is, I have another video in my arsenal on my YouTube channel that shows you exactly what this thing does. I always sew with my needle in that down position, and if you notice, my presser foot is actually raised right now, and I don't have to go to the back of this machine moving this up and down, because that pivot key that I just showed you, as soon as I press my foot accelerator, this will automatically raise down. There we go. And then when I take my foot off the accelerator, it automatically comes up. So it's basically hands-free sewing, so I don't have to keep going to the back of here. They do have a foot raiser where you can actually raise it up even more, but the pivot key literally just goes up and down, and you can, the reason why is that you can go around corners much easily, and it's just such a great machine, guys. So I'm just going to go along and just sew all of this into place, trying to keep a little bit more towards the raw seam rather than staying towards the edge here, because you want to make sure that this stays closed. So try and sew along this raw seam here and making sure that you're catching it all shut. Now if you wanted to double fold it, you can do. It's completely up to you. I'm going to let you do whatever you want. So you could go back again and fold this over and press it again and just do a double fold. Now once you've done that, you're going to take your reusable shopping bag back over to your iron, and you're just going to press it down. It's going to help that seam lie flatter. So just press that down. Now fold your reusable shopping bag right sides together, which means that the printed sides are going to be facing together, and you're going to be looking at the ugly side of the fabric. So you can either pin, you can just hold it into place and take it to your sewing machine. I basically don't normally pin, but I'm going to put some wonder clips down here just to hold these into place. And you're going to take these over to your sewing machine, and you're going to sew these handles into place. And we're going to make sure that we do a few stitches on this, because this is the handle and we want to make sure that it's going to hold our groceries. And we're going to do it to the other side here. If you have some loose threads, you can snip them away. Just get some more wonder clips here, and we can just pin into place. So let's sew these handles for a reusable shopping bag. If you're enjoying this sewing tutorial, I have so many more on my sewing channel, and I have over 200 sewing tutorials, so there probably isn't a tutorial that I haven't done, so go and check me out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe. So I am going to sew these handles into place, and don't forget to back stitch and then go down. You're going to do about 1/4 of an inch, so just sew that into place. And I'm just going to do another stitch as well. I want to make this super strong. So I just did it a little bit down from the first one. There we go. And I am going to do the same to our other side of our reusable shopping bag. So we obviously don't want to sew all the way down here, because we still need this handle here. So we have this reference line. So I am just going to cut just a little bit in, like so. And I just want to turn, I've got this at the top here. I want to turn this in, so we can deal with this raw edge here. Just going to do it again on this side, so we're just going to cut just a little bit shorter than 1/4 inch, and then we can fold this over, and you can just cut on this side as well, no harm done. And then we can do the fold over on this handle here of our reusable shopping bag. So I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine again. I'm going to press this so it stays into place for me. Keep this little overhang there a second. So we are going to obviously just open it up, and we are going to sew that down and go all the way down. So the top of this shopping bag handle here is naturally folded over as you've sewn it. So you're just going to encourage it over like this. You're going to fold it over, you're going to press, and then once again we are going to sew this into place, just making it even more secure on the top of them handles there. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So let's have a look. So there you go, it's naturally folded over here. So we're just going to help it fold over a little bit more, and we are going to press it down. And then with the excess that was just hanging on here, just cut it off so it's just flush with both sides here. And do the same thing to the other side of our reusable shopping bag. Just cut this off here. And then just sew that all the way down. I have this part here on our reusable shopping bag that is naturally just sticking out. We are just going to fold that over like so, press, and do it once again. I'm going to stitch down here, and like I said, if you want to do a double fold, just do a double fold. And we are going to close all of this reusable shopping bag up. When you get to the bottom of the bag, you are just simply just going to open it out and just fold it over like so. Don't make life difficult. I'm going to deal with the hem first, and then I'm going to close the bag up. Let's do one thing at a time to keep it nice and simple. So I'm just going to sew this hem all the way down. So one thing I want you to be careful about next is that we're not going to sew these handles up. We need to carry the bag, remember. So you have the reference line here. So we are going to basically sew this reusable shopping bag down here like so from this reference line below, and we are going to sew both of the sections. So we are basically closing our shopping bag up. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to sew all the way down, and I'm going to sew a little bit inside, so it's just going to make that bag a little bit more stronger. I'll be showing you how to do the little foldable pouch in a second. There's just one more thing to do here. So you're basically going to fold this in half like so, and right at the bottom here we are going to stitch into place. So I'm just going to grab a wonder clip, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we're just going to fold it in half and then just grab a wonder clip for the bottom here. And you're just going to stitch this down about 1/4 inch. Give it a press and just stop where them line markings were. If you want to use them two pieces from the beginning, you can sew them together. Just make sure that you have a piece of fabric that's about 8 inches in width and about 13 inches in length. What we are going to do is we're going to create 2 hems. You're going to do one at the side here, and you're going to do another one at the side here. So you're going to take it over to the sewing machine and do them hems. You're going to end up with something like this. You want to do the same at the top and the bottom. So you're just going to create a hem at the top and a hem at the bottom. Take it over to your sewing machine and sew it to place. Now you should have something that looks like this. Now about 2.5 inches from the top of your fabric, or the bottom, whichever you want to say, just fold it in half by about 2.5 inches and then press into place. Then from this position, fold this back onto itself, so all you can see is ugly sides of all the fabrics, and then sew this all the way down. flip it right sides out. Now you're going to attach this pouch to the centre of your foldable grocery bag. And we're obviously just going to do it to one side of the bag. Notice how the bag is inside out, and notice how I am attaching the bag like so. So the little foldable pouch is now attached to the grocery bag, and I will show you how to fold the bag up. So this is how it all gets folded up into the bag. So you're just gonna fold the handles down, and you're gonna fold everything towards the center of this pouch. So you're just gonna do it all folded up really nice. So you're gonna get everything in line with this bag, and then you're just gonna fold it up. It's my iron, does it on every single video. And you're gonna basically push all of the bag into the pouch. And then when all the bag is pushed into the pouch, you can then fold this section over, and there you go. You have a foldable, reusable bag. The great thing about sewing is that you can make the necessary adjustments that you need to. So if you follow along and you find that the handles aren't quite big enough for you, or the bag is too wide, you can make the necessary adjustments for next time to meet your needs. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Thank you guys. Bye.